Me personally, the way she still shows up, I think she shows up a lot better than a lot of these bitches out here that we see gallivanting on here. Just because they're not on podcast, you know what I'm saying? Maybe having a little diarrhea of the mouth. That would mean that she's showing up better in real life than she is. Okay? Y'all be clear about that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And lastly, I'm sorry. No, I got one more. Because, yo, if you go back and look at the Red Table Talk, Shorty was fat, man. Come on, man. She was thick. She wasn't feeling herself. Y'all can't see that? You know what I'm saying? Come on. Y'all can't give her no grace. Like, y'all old lady ain't gained a couple of fucking pounds, and y'all ain't say shit to her. Yes, babe, you look good in that dress, lying ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can't give her some grace? What are we talking about? Go ahead, Chanel.
Okay. So, first, I'm just going to go ahead and co-sign on all of that. And the reason why is because I think the reason why a lot of people were upset was simply because her statement challenged the myth that marriage automatically equals fulfillment for women in particular. And so it's like, oh, you got the ring, you got the husband, you got the 2.5 kids and the dog and the picket fence. You should be fulfilled. And that's not the case. It's not fulfillment if there's other aspects, as she stated, her goals, her dreams, and so forth was left unfulfilled because she chose to raise her kids first and foremost, and therefore it didn't run concurrently with what she wants to do. Now, I think that her expressing herself was, so the first time when I heard the red table, I was like, oh, this is a bad look. But then for this one, as she continued to expand, I said, you know what? She's actually speaking for all the women who, and I'm saying all, because there's a lot of women who married young. I'm one of those. I married young, and I had my goals, dreams, and ambitions. And just like Nick stated here, there probably was some tone deafness on Steph Curry part because there may have been a reason why she felt like she couldn't have pursued her own dreams and goals at some point. And this may be the time where she is pursuing it because now she has the flexibility to do so. Now she has the willingness to do so. And so I think that ultimately we're told, and it's really funny, is that society has set it up. So it's like the marriage is the be all, end all, without recognizing that this person got married when she was 19. They've been together for a very long time, since she was a teen. And there's growth along the way. There's growth in the process. The person that she is at 19 definitely isn't the person she is at 40. And even as part of that process, the mere fact that she let go of some of her own dreams and goals could lead to resentment. And what she's doing is talking about the resentment that she may have had, or more importantly, the regret that she may have had. But that regret is coming from a place of honesty. And I don't think a lot of men are ready for that honest conversation because they, as Nick indicated, I was like, hey, TT, really don't have the emotional intelligence to do so. They're not ready to have that hard conversation that I sat here in the background. I played your secretary. I played your wife. I played the mother. I'm this, I'm that. But who am I as a person? Who am I as an individual? What do I have separately? Where's my agency? Where's my ownership? Because yes, it's great being your wife. Yes, it's great being a mother. But what do I have for myself? What is my identity? And that's what it sounds like she was searching for and looking for in this. And like I said, I married young myself. I've been fortunate that along the way, there hasn't been too many impediments, but it still was a growth process, right? I got with my husband when I was 19 also. We got married when I was 21. And it was a growth process along the way on his part and my part because we both were young. And that's one of the things that I think we should recognize, that she is still a whole separate individual with her own needs, wants, and desires. And I believe that we should give her grace for this. Now, as far as her speaking so much on this topic recently, it could just be the time that she's in. She now has the time to do so. I think she should edit some of it? Maybe. But maybe it's somebody out there who's just like her and don't feel validated. And now they have the validation that they need to say, oh, I'm not the only one. And that's where she lies. She's right there in that point where she can technically be an influencer for other women just like her.
Some of the conversations I've had, I've checked in with some of the brothers, and the confusion on some of the guys' points is this. You know, a lot of women say, "I want a guy. He's handsome, multimillionaire, love the Lord, no hoes. I can live the soft life." It's not Ayesha Curry is not scrubbing baseboard. She's probably got 2 or 3 maids. She's got a chef. So he is the quintessential unicorn mythical nigga that women say they want. So the brothers, what I'm hearing, they're saying, well, what else is there? What else could I do to help you be fulfilled, to move you forward, to make you whole? Because he's the mythical, godlike super nigga Jesus that women say they want. And that's still not enough. So that's what the point of confusion that I'm hearing from some men.
So basically, I don't think she's actually complaining about her situation. I think she's acknowledging the growth that she had experienced because at the time she said she wasn't ready. And I think it's okay to admit when you're not ready for something emotionally or physically or mentally. And that's what she was doing, was admitting that she wasn't emotionally. She was acknowledging her past and now speaking to her future. And so what you're saying is the end result versus
Right.
the time that happened. So when you guys are saying, well, you have this now, but what about when they didn't have it? What about when he was up and coming? So I think that's the part that a lot of men are forgetting and missing. But most importantly, all she is doing is acknowledging where she was, where she's at. And maybe this is her diary of the mouth, as someone mentioned earlier. Perhaps this is a way of her getting her agency back because there's other things that she can use this to pivot towards and for if she's launching her own brand.
So let me help those brothers out, right? Because what I heard them brothers say seemed to come from an I-centered place. And my brothers, this ain't about you. And it's weird because I don't know if I should have to tell you that. There are things that your partner is going to go through that's not about you, right? So if everything that she's going through is about you, I can see why it would be hard for her to talk to you. And if it's in the prism of that, I gave you a house, or I gave you a life, I made a soft life. What the fuck does that have to do with how I feel about me and what I did for myself and what I wanted to be and who I wanted to be? So those brothers, when you talk about, what I hear is fear. What I hear is concern from those brothers, right? Like, oh my God, I'm gonna do all this stuff and it's still not gonna be enough for a woman. Nah, my brother, maybe you ain't found the right one. It's gonna be enough for the right one, right? Just like it's enough currently for Steph. Y'all using him to talk about your own insecurities about a mythical woman that, number one, you'll never find, and a position that you'll never find yourself in, right? What you're really just talking about is your own insecurities, and you're using this and you're using her. And we do it all the time. I even coined a phrase, right? Like, we use these people as avatars or whatever to talk about our concerns. We don't know these people for real, right? So she is still living the dream. What dream is she no longer living? Right? She's having a fucking conversation on a podcast, right? And so then we'll dissect it. We're not dissecting her for real, because we don't know her life. What we're doing is dissecting ourselves. That's why I started off the way that I did. We show our inability to think beyond our own childish and emotional needs. She's still sucking that nigga dick. She'll still show up as a wife. He's probably not missing out on anything, fellas. Hate to break it to you. You get what I'm saying? And when you're at that level of life, you have people talking about you. You shake it off, right? But some of y'all are just showing your insecurities. So it's okay. Once you admit that, then you can deal at the heart of it, because maybe you have some things that's not about her that you should deal with, right? And that's how you kind of help a relationship move along, because there's going to be ebbs and flows. And sometimes there's going to be things that bother you that doesn't have anything to do with your partner. And hopefully they give you the space and the grace to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully that helps somebody. Anybody else want to fight back? Anything else I can help these niggas with? Okay? Because no. And I'm gonna say this last thing before we transition. You can't ask for a thing and not expect for there to be something that comes with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Shorty was young. She's rare. Most of y'all are not getting married in your 20s. But for some of y'all who are going to make that choice, and for some of y'all women out there, this is in front of you. You have to navigate dealing with, how do you feel about yourself and your identity? I think it's great that she actually did mention it. At least, hopefully, if she provided some productive ways for women to deal with it, because guess what? We want women with low body counts. We want women to get married early and shit, like, don't we? Isn't that what niggas say they want? And if you want
They say that.
So, yeah, bro, if you snatched her up early, she might have some little regrets. Like, as long as she don't go out there and get more dick.